Hello, so we've got Maths 1 done, and I've done 2 English as well. So you should be set for Tuesday and Wednesday this week. I will post some more on, and each day at 9 o'clock you should get your updated YouTube. So what I suggest is if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and then you can go into that and see the latest video. So today, this is I Don't Stink. Again, I'm just doing the 4 videos at a time. So tomorrow you'll see a different attire, unless I cycle in again, who knows. So I'm going to be sharing my screen. So just sort that out. And share. So today we are doing step 2. So division by grouping using manipulatives again. So it will be still good if you have some manipulatives. And as we discussed yesterday, you can have pasta or rice, but it's really small, or beads, or anything really. I'm using paper clips because that's easy in school because my internet's so bad. Fantastic. Let's make me a little bit bigger because, you know, you all want desperate to see my beautiful face. So we talked yesterday about this symbol being a division symbol. So we'll be using it in writing, but also showing what that means. And if you remember yesterday, we we filled in these word frames in order to match the word sentences. Okay, so today, got a question for you to start off with. A boat can hold a maximum of 4 people. There are 20 children wanting to go boating. How many boats will be needed? So, question is, how many paper clips do we need? Do we need 4 or do we need 20? So, boats have a maximum of 4. So, 20 children in total. So we're going to have 20 paper clips. And remember, we're going to count them systematically. So again, we're going to count them in 2s. So it's systematic. So 2, 4, 6. Oh, you know what? Paper clips are a really bad idea because they stick together. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, oh my goodness, don't use paper clips. 14, 16, 18, 20. Again, we're going to be systematic, so we're going to count them again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. And they were wrong. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. I've counted them again. I've counted them right twice, so fingers crossed. And remember to put all the spares away, because otherwise they get confusing. Okay. So a boat holds a maximum of 4 people. So I'm going to take 4 paper clips and I'm going to put them into a boat. I'm going to use this boat here. You could draw a little boat if you want. A lovely little boat. There we go. My boat. I wouldn't go sailing in it though. It doesn't look too seaworthy. I'll put my 4 in there. Okay. So that's my 4. Now I've still got enough for another boat. So I'm going to draw another boat and put another 4 in. And if your maths is right, you've got, if my maths is right, I've got space for another boat. And I'll put 4 in it. And I've still got paper clips left. Another boat, another 4. And you guessed it, I've still got 4 paper clips left. So I'm going to draw 1 more boat. I've got 4 in it. So the question was, how many boats will be needed? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've got 5 boats. So Oh, can I write this? No, I won't. I'll just show you in a second. So 20 divided by 4 equals 5. Oh no. Didn't realise it was mirroring as well. So 20 divided by 4 equals 5. Okay, so we've got that. Let's write that down. Oh, goodness me. Either out of practice or beautiful. Okay, so 20 divided by 4 equals 5. And again, we could use, so I would like you to draw in what we've done. I'd like you to draw that down, and I'd like you to write your answer. So 20 divided by 4 equals 5. And I'd like you to show how you've divided it. You could draw dots in the boats. You could just take a picture of your manipulatives in the boats. It's entirely up to you. Okay. So we were going to use a bead string, but obviously that's really difficult. But what you could do is you could draw your beads on to a page, and you could colour in some and leave some as just circles. So as you can see, I've got a number sentence here, which I would like you to copy down. It's all related to that boat. So there are 5 groups of 4 beads. There are 20 beads, and they have been divided into groups of 4, totaling 5 groups. So there are 20 beads, and you can see those on screen, and they've been divided into 4 groups, and they're equal groups because division is all about the equal groups. And there are 5 groups in total. So you could do that with any number of things. So you could have 30 manipulatives, and you could divide them into groups of 4 and see how many there are. So why don't we do that now? So if I change this, there are 30 beads, and they have been divided into 4 groups, totaling how many groups? Okay. So I want you to have a go at that. I'm going to do this again. Pause. You done it yet? Have you paused? Have a go at that, and I'll come back to you in a second. Okay, so hopefully you've done that. Hopefully you've seen how it works with any number, and as long as they're equal, I keep saying even, as long as they're equal groups, they work. If you get an unequal amount, so if, say, I had 21 beads here, I would have 1 more bead on the end, and that would mean that that end group was too big. So then you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 groups of 4, and 1 remainder. Okay, the 1 remainder can't go equally into the groups. So that's what we'll talk about when we talk about remainders. Okay, let's move on. So there are 30 children ready to go boating. How many boats will be needed now? So use your own bead string. You obviously can't do that unless you have a bead string, which would be amazing. Bead strings are 100 beads in a line, and you can separate them. But it works the same with any kind of manipulatives, pasta, rice, anything. So use your own bead string, count up in multiples of 4. Stop when you get to 28. What do you notice? Is 30 a multiple of 4? What will happen to the remainder of 2? So, thing is, when you get to that amount, you've got to decide. 28 go in to boats. What happens to the last 2? The last 2 will still need a boat, They'll still need a boat, but the boat won't be full, okay? But you always need to remember that they'll need a boat. So the question, how many boats are needed, you'll need that extra boat for those 2 people, and they can just lie around and cruise and maybe sunbathe, okay? But you always remember you need that. Okay. I'm going to leave this up on screen, and again, we're going to pause. So in books, answer the following. Now, we can't do this as easily because we don't have the bead strings, but 24 divided by 3. So you're going to separate, and you're going to do it a bit like this. So you can see I've drawn in groups, 4 groups here. I've got 4 groups of 6 beads, but I could equally have done, yeah, so 24 divided by 4 is 6, 24 divided by 4 is 6, and I've got 6 groups, and I've shown it on the line. Now, if you haven't got the concrete resources to do, I would suggest doing it the other way around. So I'd do 24 divided by 4, and I'd do little groups of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you do that, 1, 2, 3, 4. If you do that, you'll find there are 6. So it's just the numbers have been altered and turned around. And you can do that as long as you don't touch the big number. They still work. Okay. So I'd like you to have a go at that. I'm going to move it back up and pause it. Pause. Are you done yet? No. Have a go at that. And it should look something like this, hopefully. Okay. Great depth. Oh no. Greater depth divided by 3. So now I've got this little table that you can copy down. So numbers that have no remainders, numbers that have a remainder of 1, numbers that have a remainder of 2. So pick the numbers that are divided by 3, pick any number and see if it's got no remainders. So they're in the 3 times table. It has 1 remainder and they go in that box, or 2 remainders and it goes in the 3rd box. Again, like always, I love to see all your things on portfolios. And join me tomorrow for another English and a maths lesson, and we'll keep going, and hopefully you're getting a lot out of it. Speak soon.